Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this morning. Got a big show lined up. I want to thank Bill and Donna for taking care of the show yesterday. Great job. They always do, and I appreciate it. Our weather today brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard and hardworking crew, taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High 65, low 47. Seasonal is what they call it. Water temperature dropped again. Technically, it's reading 62.6, so you can round it off to 63, but that's the lowest it's been since last January. River reading brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. Take a look at the Apalachicola Bluntstown, a 4.3 is on the rise. And the Choctaw Carabel is right at 7 foot, and it's dropping out a little bit. Going to drop out a little bit tomorrow and for the weekend. So both of them look, according to what the rain does, but we don't. They're not going to have a big adjustment. One's going down, one's going up. So whichever one you want to fish, your choice. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Today is December the 14th. I hope you all got all your Christmas taken care of, because a lot of us have not. December 14th, great tides. The low tide this morning at 8:49. The high tide tonight at 10:05. The wind's coming at a northeast at about 14. Good strong wind today. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's get right into our pictures. Some really cool ones. All kinds of things happen here, and we want to share it with you. And a lot of y'all send them to me. Sometimes I'll get them off your Facebook page and talk to you about it. But here we go. Let's start with our buddy up in Defuniac Springs, J.B. Hillard. Listen, he said, no, not brim or catfish, but I was in the lower river today. I was on the Choctawhatchee, and there were 3 keeper specks, and we only caught 5 total. They're good eating this time of year. Okay, here I'm in a deer blind, and I sent this to Whitney because I always get sad that sometimes she can't go with me. So I text her, I'm in a deer blind in Alabama. I wish you were sitting right next to me. That's the first thing I thought of this past weekend. She texted back, she wishes she had been in there with me too. My buddy Ben Steele got a nice buck up here at 7 Points Hunting Club right here locally. Good job, Ben. Got in the back of his truck. Nice buck. Ben's a good hunter, good guy. I want to share my trip up there to Alabama. Gail and I went with 2 other couples. We were guests of Shane and Suzanne Van, and Eric Johnson and his wife Kay went with us. We had 3 couples go up there. I wanted to take a picture of my truck under the leaves at the old hunting camp. I just thought you might enjoy that. I don't usually get that many leaves on my truck. And this is inside the hunting. I thought I was going to a hunting cabin with an old block building and a couple of bunk beds. And folks, this was a beautiful hunting camp. Shane, Van, and Suzanne and Shane's parents have. This is one wall right here. Those mounts, the story behind them, they were bought at an auction. And Shane and his family bought this in 2019 up in north of Monroeville, Alabama. It's just a cool place. And here's but the stories behind the mounts I would love to get, because I know that they're 60 or 70 years old, imagine, but they were bought at an auction by the other family that owned it. There's the other wall here, and couldn't help but to notice that when I walked in. Anyway, we had such a warm and wonderful time. And we took we hunted in the morning, and then at lunchtime we took here's the crew on the left. There's Suzanne and Shane on the left, and then Kay and Eric. Suzanne works at Haney. Shane's a county judge. Kay over the right she teaches at Graceville Bible College, and Eric in the back right, he's a welding teacher at Haney, done all kind of welding, and Gail and I, we're happy. A Catfish restaurant. You know you're up in Alabama when you walk in the restaurant, you see a road tide, and you know you're pretty close to Mississippi when you see the Ole Miss. So I had to send that to Wendy. And the girls got to go around the square and do some shopping, so the girls are happy. This don't look like a hunting trip, does it? But we had a grand time. And here we are. We did get a deer, and had a good time, and got some nice deer meat right there. So I've got a video coming, and we'll show you that video next week. Let's move on. Check this out. Michael Turner and Kendra. This is their little girl, AG. Look what she found, folks, this past weekend. Is that not cool? Out in the field, and we talk about doing this kind of stuff all the time. Look at that. That's a spear point. I don't know if this is lower Alabama or up in here. They hunt, I forget where they hunt, but they're good outdoor and good about taking the kids outdoor hunting. So a big old smile. I shared this wind and chill. The inventor of the wind chill factor died recently. He was 82, but felt like he was 64. Okay. Tiller Blue. This is Tiller Blue. He's 10 years old. He got him a 9-point on Youth Week. That bug is bigger, a lot bigger. Look at those big old horns. Tiller Blue, congratulations. That's a framer. Good job on that youth weekend. Just we're talking about outdoor photography. This is down here in St. Mark's National Wildlife Refuge. And this is what they call it, their precious refuge. But look at it, is that not a cool picture right there? How calm and serene and peaceful it is. Cool, okay. Speaking of another picture, this here locally, a redfish biting this early part of the week. First thing I noticed, what they catch it on? Check out, well, look at that little gold spoon right there, okay? And but that's a good picture, the sun setting and right there. You can see you got braided line, good picture there. I want to thank the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary, Michael Fitzgerald, and they honored us. They had their end of the year banquet the other night, and we were honored, a little certificate of appreciation for us. You know, we really promote the Coast Guard and all the things they do, and I was really honored to be there. And thank you so much, Michael. And that. What a great group of guys and girls at the Coast Guard. Let me talk about them real quick. The auxiliary helps the Coast Guard station out so much. We had the Coast Guard guys and the auxiliary there together. Down at Harrison's Restaurant, a real fancy place, but we had a wonderful time. But the Coast Guard, along with some other service agents, is having trouble filling their slots. They were telling us they're 4,000 short in America of filling all the slots. So the auxiliary fills in. They'll bring these guys meals. They'll take their post while they're doing training. I mean, they're a little non-combative kind of stuff, but it's really, the Coast Guard Auxiliary does an amazing job, and they help out in so many ways. And of course, boating safety. They're really strong about helping out with boating safety and inspection. So I have a deep appreciation for the folks that do this volunteer work, the Coast Guard Auxiliary, and other volunteer groups and all. Michael Harris sent this photo, talking about game pictures and all. Is that not cool? Action shot in nature from your game camera. Thank you, Michael Harris. A couple of former students, I went fishing last Saturday, and Saturdays with the boys, getting a box of fish. This is Ricky Ramey, Ricky right there, Ricky Ramey, West Stone, and Harris Marshall. That's West Stone right there, big old smile. You see where they are, catching those sheephead by the jetties over there. And there's Harris, there's Harris's boat. Harris just became a daddy this past week, I think. Yes, he did. All right, so they had a good time. Good to see them fishing. Okay, that takes care. We're getting caught up on our pictures. I take care of the pictures, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I want to mention on a hunting trip this past weekend, like I said, a grand time was had by all. Monroeville, Alabama, that's sort of directly north of Pensacola, Mobile area. Beautiful country and isolated, and Shane and his dad looked around for about a year before they could find the right camp for the family and all, and boy, they hit a jackpot with that, 271 acres. But when we left Sunday, we pulled out a dirt road to get back there, a little bit of mud, but that's the way it's supposed to be. We get on a 2-lane road, and at 5 minutes to 12 on Sunday, we headed back to home. Folks, we didn't see any cars or trucks for 28 minutes. At 12:23, we passed one vehicle. That's how isolated that area is. Not too far from Greenville, where I've hunted before, but man, I love that place up there. And thank you, Shane and Suzanne Band, for your wonderful hospitality. It's great to see a county judge skin a deer like Shane did. He's a great outdoorsman. So let's go from the hunting trip to our fishing trip. This time of year, we're talking about, what a great time to go winter fishing and go down. Bill Allen and I love going to Apalachicola or Abercrombie Landing, and just try to catch the specks. When it gets really cold like this, they move around and they do the same thing over in Choctaw River and here in St. Andrew Bay. But it's special going down there to Appalachian Cold. I guess it's a lot more air to choose from. So got a little 7-minute video. After the video, we'll come back and talk some more. So let's run this, Jeff. All right, here we are down the Abercrombie ramp at the lower end of the Apalachicola River. Bill and I, he called me yesterday, said, let's go fishing. I didn't say, but all I said was, what time? And Bill, we waited till the tide. Tell us what we're doing today.
That's perfect. High tide was an hour and 20 minutes ago. So we're gonna catch that falling tide down here. And it's supposed to be a northeast wind, or a north wind, which we really wanted, but
all of a sudden we feel like it's coming out of the south.
Feels like it's coming out of the south.
Yes,
so that may put a little strain on the trolling motor, but other than that, it shouldn't be that hard. But all the conditions are right except for that. If that's the worst part, that'll be okay.
We can live with that. Got about 3 or 4 other folks here. It's a beautiful place. Somebody beat us to our spot. Somebody beat us to our spot. All right. That's a nice one. That's a nice trout.
Oh, Winston, he might be close.
I believe he might.
We'll see.
Okay. All right, let's see.
He might be close. Does Miss Gail want anything?
We don't know. We don't have time to cook them.
He's close.
Yeah.
He might make it. He'll make it now.
All right.
All right, Winston. Not wanting to be outdone, because we have struggled today, but we have found some fish, and that's another one that looks like he might be very close to measuring. I don't know.
Right.
I think he's a little shorter than mine.
That's the old electric chicken, the old standby electric chicken.
That's how desperate we were. We're pulling out all his stops now. He might get there. He's pretty close.
All right.
Nice job.
That's nice. Do you want them?
No, turn them loose.
All right.
We'll come back catch them later.
All right, good deal. All right, now we're getting. That's good. That's good. We got two fish on.
I knew me and you could catch fish some kind of way. The electric chicken and Winchester strike again.
It's been steady this afternoon with electric chicken. That's my third bait.
That is.
I tried a little.
Well, I think when this tide got within the last hour and a half, it really started moving.
That's 14 inches.
And we caught, quite a few like that. Just hadn't waiting on the big one to turn the camera on, but we figured we better take some more film.
back at the land and got the boat out?
Back safe.
We were talking about how we adapted. We caught some fish.
Yeah.
And how we were able, we had to move around a lot. We thought we found them here, caught a couple, then it quit.
Yeah, instead of catching them trolling like we usually do, it just wasn't working, and we had that south wind that was supposed to be a north wind at 5. It was a south wind at 12 to 15, and it limited where we could be. So I actually started paying attention to the fish finder a little bit, and then found some places where creeks were coming in, and we stopped and casted, and that's when we caught some pretty good fish. But the usual haunts were just about unfishable, so we had to change tactics.
We changed tractors and we changed bait. I personally I started off with a root beer, didn't have any luck with it. I went to a shad, and then didn't have any luck, and finally I went to electric chicken.
Electric chicken.
And
broke the ice with the electric chicken.
Started rolling with that.
Yeah, and I stayed that little twin tail for the most part. I changed a couple of times. Water was clear. I mean, right now it'd be perfect. You know, the wind's laid down, but we're at the end of the tide. I mean, we got back here at 4:45 our time, and that was the low tide. So, and the last hour and a half, that tide was really moving, and the wind started to lay down, and that's when the fish got turned on.
It's one beautiful place down here.
Oh, it's just gorgeous. Yeah. We had a great time. We've been fishing together for years. It's a lot of fun, and no better way to spend an afternoon.
Beautiful day. All right, buddy. Let's head home.
Let's eat.
Let's eat. All right. Okay, welcome back. Always a fun trip doing something like that. You don't have to take a long time. Just go there and go down there when you get off work or early, or stay a couple of hours. But you got to catch them in a ride. So I would encourage you to do that. Let's take a look at our fishing game time today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. We always try to stop by there on the way back. Our time today, 12:56 a.m. to 2:56. We had that this morning, but after lunch now, 1:26 to 3:26. Not a bad time. We talk about doing all kind of outdoor activities. We talk hunting and fishing and photography, and we covered all that today. And as we're getting ready for the last minute Christmas gifts, I mentioned that the other day about outdoor trips, giving outdoor trips as a gift. And I made a list last night of maybe 5 trips that you may want to give like a gift certificate to, or something that someone would enjoy. I'm going to start with the catfish trip up in Tennessee. Remember we had Richard Sims on the show about 2 weeks ago, his guide service. You can set up a trip, and of course they can do it later in the springtime or whatever date. That's the thing about it, they can get the dates, they can sort of fix up the dates. So I got catfish for one. And I hadn't talked about this in a while because I haven't been in a while, but man, when we went, we had quite a few trips over to Venice, Louisiana on a tuna trip, and that's a bucket list for some people, and it certainly was a bucket list for me, and I was blessed to be able to do it numerous times with a group of guys that I went with, and Billy Brown and his group, and Tony Bass one time, so that's 2 right there. And way back about 10 or 12 years ago, maybe, I would always want to go to Boca Grande and catch a tarpon. I know you can catch tarpon here, and that's fine, but I just wanted to go to that area. That's a legendary area. And I'm telling you these, I'm not bragging on me going, but I can recommend them to you. So that trip right there was a special trip, a tarpon fishing trip to Boca Grande. Okay, and then of course a duck hunting trip. You can do it locally, and I always, Stuttgart, Arkansas was, again, the place to go way back in the day. And Arkansas, and some guys, some folks are really doing that now, or going there. And then the last, really the one here locally, would be the quail hunting trip. I mentioned that to you before. Here's the ad right here. Rodney Smith, it's a plantation-style quail hunting in North Florida, and there's a phone number right there. This Longleaf Place. It's in Blunt, right north of Bluntstown. I did some video from it last year. And you go get a group of folks together. This is one of the trips I had last year, and got a mess of quail. And here's what they'll do. So this is what you can put under the Christmas tree. They'll give you a Longleaf, a gift certificate, a half-day quail hunt, which is just exactly what you want. And there's a phone number there if you want to call them, 850-643-6666. 888-888-6873. And that's here locally. Good dogs, good quality folks to be around, and that's just something special. So I wanted to run those by and give you more specifics on it, because of, a lot of times we buy shirts and boots and things like that, and they go away. But these trips are special, so that's why I'd recommend doing those. I have about a minute or two left. We got all kinds of things coming up as we get closing out for the year, and have one or two more guests coming in, and then of course, as always, between Christmas and New Year's, we'll show our top shows of the year. And Jeff and I put them together, or Jeff put them together. I just ran my mouth, but we have about 7 shows there between Christmas and New Year's that we'll highlight shows, and we always enjoy. And always, to me, looking back on, man, I remember that trip. That was fun. So we're going to share them with you again. That gives us a little bit of Christmas time off and to spend with our family and do some outdoor stuff. So we want to share that with you. Tomorrow we'll have our famous Friday fishing forecast and our drawing and all. And I'm going to have a guest come on. We'll get Steve Rogers run back down here and talk a little bit about some things they've been doing. So got all kind of good things coming up. If you have any pictures or anything, any announcements to win down Christmas, get them to me, and we can announce it. Also, shop local, support our sponsors, and that means a lot to us, and it keeps us on the air. So we appreciate all the help y'all give us on that. Ken Paramore, people ask about which blocks Ken Paramore used. I made a note on the big deer. He used the big and J blocks, the Purina block, and also Antler King. Those are the 3 blocks Ken Paramore used for getting those bucks really big up there where you hunt. So I try to get Ken to come back on between now and Christmas, because we didn't get to cover everything he had that day. Run out of time today. Thank you all so much for watching Panhandle Outdoors. We appreciate the viewership. Do something good today for your fellow man. You have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.